Let's get our colors right, all right? Let's start changing stuff until it works. So we're adding backgrounds. Let's do this one. The primary foreground is the one that we want. We just kind of want it to be invisible or almost that dark. I suck at design work, man. Man, this design is so ugly. I wish I knew what I was doing. I don't know. Is it ugly? Is it as ugly as I think it is? Am I being hypercritical? I feel like it's so ugly. It's too vibrant. One thing I want to do is like if I go into here and we go into like foreground, background, whatever, I think I can set this to be more hidden. Transparent? That's the word. Yes, thank you. Welcome, Taylor. I more transparent, yeah. I forget how to word. I think you can do stuff in here if I wanted to set. I know how to do it in Tailwind, but I really wanted to set it for all of it, you know? Because usually they changed it to like /80. This is a bad idea. I just realized I shouldn't do that because it'll do that for a lot of stuff that I don't want to do. We should just do it the lazy way just so I can kind of finish this project. We're just going to say, we're going to do it like this. So if I did background here, we're going to say background is because we set the foreground to be white for some reason. We'll set it back to, I have the background. We're going to set it to, well, I could keep it there and just make it more hidden. 60% transparent. It did it on the wrong spot, but that's okay. I forgot that I was actually working on down here, but that's still pretty ugly. Do we have any designers here that can help me? I don't know how to do colors very good. It's a little better, but I just don't like the foreground color. Claude said this would be a great color schema, so that's probably the start of where I went wrong. What other colors do I got? I got this secondary like grayish color. Maybe I'll use that as the foreground. I don't like it so contrasting. You can't see what you're doing. There's a browser window in the way. You're sorry. You said that and I was like, but there I have the browser. It's the mini browser, but that was actually the problem. I'm changing this. There's a secondary color right here, and I changed it to that's the color I want as the foreground, which is ochre, whatever the heck that means. That is embarrassing. What if I make it really transparent? Will that make it like slightly better? Kind of does, actually. Okay, so maybe I need to make the text white since everything's going to be on a black background. In my attempt to be lazy, I'm actually going to be adding more work for myself. Text is white. Okay, we didn't want text to be white though. We wanted it to be the ghost color. Where did it go? Again, you can't see what I'm doing. Oh, okay, let's change this. No more mistakes. All I was doing is just changing the coloring schema. I forgot that I was streaming. Text muted. That's a lot better. I obviously don't like the button color. Let's get the rest of the text the same way. It needs to be more muted. What if I just make it 80% transparent? Technically okay. The bottom button, I hate that whole color. I want it to pop, you know, just enough to make you want to click it. So we're going to say background of the card footer is going to be, I haven't used my primary color yet. What if I did that? That's kind of acceptable. I forgot we don't want the border. If I did accent, that'll be an assault on the eyes. What if I made the text center? Center the text. Text has got to be bigger to be extra large. Nah, it's too big. And I want the font to be bold. That's a lot better. It's definitely giving off some vibes that I don't like. I can't figure out what's wrong. I think I don't have enough space between this and that. Okay, too much. That text's really hard to read, isn't it? I'll just make it slightly less. I think it's okay. That's fine. Let's change this one up a little bit. Yeah, we're just going to go with the same color schema. Core skills section. Get rid of the, oh no, wait, we want the border on that one. We'll just say background will be ground slash, what did I say, 80? That's not what I did at all. What did I actually do? I made it really transparent. Ah, nice. And then we just made the text muted. Where was the text? Right. Yeah, it's a little better. Very basic. You could tell if I like, this was my portfolio, you could tell that I'm not much of a designer. What's it look like if it's a desktop? A big desktop. We'll get rid of this. You know, it's not bad. Oh dear. I don't like that. I think I could fix that pretty easily, right? Just do that, right? That's horrible. Why did those two have to go next to each other? You know? Yeah, the two descriptions are way bigger. That is annoying. Whatever. We could just set the height of these to always be a certain height. We could do height of like 50. Do nothing apparently. There it goes. Set the height of 50, and when we go into here, we can just turn this into scroll. What's it called when it's going out of bounds? It's not scroll. It's like wow. The words are not coming. Hold on. My brain just broke. So basically you make it hidden on the outside of the parent container. Man, what's the word? We're gonna let the autofill help me out here. Overflow. Overflow. Okay. That's the word. Overflow scroll. Axis. We're gonna do that and see what it does. That's so gross. How do you hide the scroll bars? I would rather have an accordion, but that's kind of hard. And I don't know if I want to spend another hour doing that. What if I just do overflow Y scroll? I can accept a little bit of a scroll bar. I wish they fixed it so that it just wouldn't show up if it didn't need it. That's all it is now? You can just do, oh no, it wants me to install a whole plugin. I don't want to do that. There it is. You could just go like this. I will never learn this. I will always copy paste this because it's kind of rare that I ever need to do a scroll bar anyways, like an overflow scroll. There you go. So now people will be confused until they do this. What if I do, so it won't work on the mobile, but what if I do like on hover? I can make it not hidden. We could say hover, it'll be the same thing, but the opposite of hidden. What is the opposite of hidden? Visible? Will that work? No. Sorry, this is probably so boring. Tailwind CSS, what is the opposite of hidden? Let's see if you guys can get it before Google does. This didn't help. What if I make it block? What's it going to do? Is it going to cause havoc? Oh, well, it's still hidden. I just wanted it to show up when you like hover over it. But okay, block is not the way to do it, apparently. Flex? No. Is there a not hidden? Not hidden. Is there a visible? Is that all it takes? There is. Will that work? No. Once you hide it, that's it, man. It's just hidden. We're gonna leave it. So you could technically scroll it. If you're on your phone, it'll probably be really annoying. I kind of wish it was bigger. What if I do minimum height of 8? It did not seem to fix anything. Yeah, I guess it did get a little bigger. If you're ever unsure if it's working, you can always do that. I coded full time and told myself I'd rest this weekend, but I still ended up working on this. It's kind of addictive. You can never take a break, not really. Actually, no, you can take a break. Give yourself a break, man. I thought I had a joke coming. Sometimes I'll just say words and then a joke will come out, and that one did not finish. Did you guys? I don't know if you've seen this, but like I built a to-do list in Golang, and I thought I was being funny when I did the repo. Fairly oversimple and hard to use, but totally functional to-do list application. It's not an application. It's a command line prompt basically for a to-do list that is the worst ever. I was just trying to figure out Golang. That one's a funny repository. So there's that. This is a very minimally designed, kind of ugly, but it works. And AI could have done what I've done in 3 days in probably like 10 seconds. But that's not why we did it. Maybe I'll come back. I'm not very good with design work, so that's why I just don't really care that it's kind of ugly, but it's functional. You can get to my GitHub account, I think. Apparently not. It doesn't actually go anywhere. Latest additions. Okay, that one. Okay, maybe we'll fix that before we leave. Does it work with the next link? We're supposed to have little sections. So if I wanted to go to latest additions, not addictions, latest additions, we would change this ID to be something like positories. Come over here to the heroes section, and you should be able to do something like this. And then it should take you, oh, it does work with a next link. That's cool. And then it takes you down there. So on this page, which is the hero, we should put my GitHub link in here. We're going to go to this thing, and we'll go to my channel. We'll copy this one. Look how pretty I am. Oh, I was supposed to open it in a new link, in a new tab, so you don't have a bounce rate. That's kind of annoying, but I don't think you can do that with what I was doing. You can't do that with the next link. In fact, why am I using a next link for this? This should just be an A tag. What am I doing? Doing this from memory. Let's see if this works. And it should open it in a new tab, or not, or it won't. What the heck? Oh, I forgot to blank. There we go. Much better. Then it goes straight to the GitHub account. And then this goes to my little section and the core skills. We got our projects. And then you're supposed to have a footer, which I don't have. Well, I think I'm just going to call that good. Maybe we'll revisit it later and make it better. Took us 3 weekends, and I made a somewhat passable portfolio page. I have a whole Red Bull right here that I didn't drink. And if anyone's wondering, well, I was AFKing this whole time on old school RuneScape. We got 2 levels in fishing. Oh, I lied, 4 levels. We got all the way up to level 74 fishing and like 400. We got 400 swordfish because it banks it on the leagues. Next week, we're gonna make an ant game. It's dead. I'm gonna have to charge this thing. What happened? We're gonna make an ant game on this guy, and I'm actually really excited. I'm semi potent in Python, so it'll be also a good learning experience on using Python. So that'll be fun. Thanks for joining. That was fun. This timer still isn't working. Whatever. I'll fix that later. I'm probably just going to remove the timer.